Alright, so today I'm going to cover all forms of revenue that you can earn whenever you write a story, specifically a comic series. Because although you may not fully understand it yet, every story can potentially become an entertainment empire, earning revenue indefinitely in multiple mediums. Not strictly physical book sales, but also through licensing, royalties, launch events, merchandise, digital products, and so on. So if you want to learn more about that in detail, let's just jump right in. I'm Lord Max. I'm a comic book writer and a film producer. My most influential projects include It Eats What Feeds It and Liquid Kill, both of which are best-selling creator-owned comic books that can be found in comic shops and online at hoveandcrow.com. All right, let's start with the story. So once you write one comic book issue, you can copyright that as a complete work, and that includes copywriting the characters that are involved. And once you've done that, you've essentially started a business because you now have a product that you own and can sell and can expand upon. So let's start with the first and most obvious form of revenue, and that is physical books, which starts with issues that are often called floppies. With comics, let's say your one issue has been expanded into now a four issue limited series. Okay, so now you've turned one floppy into four floppies plus a trade paperback or like the full graphic novel, which now means you have five products: the four issues plus the graphic novel. Um, so to expand even further, you then can offer variant covers, and variant covers can become collectibles because less are printed, making them more valuable due to their rarity. And plus, if they're done by a talented artist or a known artist, or they are like an homage to a popular or trending IP like a video game or a film franchise, they have like a fashionable artistic appeal, which can make them more valuable as well. So if you do a variant for each of your products, you've now turned 5 into 10. So you now have 10 physical products that you can sell. Okay. And then, so now your next step is to license your book overseas into different languages or completely reformat the book entirely, like converting it into a manga that you can then license or publish in Asia. Uh, you can also reformat it into like a video book or something that someone like watches as they read. There are some people that it doesn't have to be a complete animation movie. They almost just want to watch. There's ways to turn your comic book into a sort of like a video that you read. Like it just plays, and I believe they just call those like virtual books or something like that. But that's another avenue you can go down. And then, depending on what kind of story you have, you can also release your graphic novel into different forms of other printed products in other publishing industries, such as turning your characters into a coloring book, or even just licensing or rewriting your story as a novel. Okay? So, just with those alone, you can now take, excuse me, one story and release it into, almost 10 to 20 different products of sort of the same thing, just translated into different languages, reformatted, um, sold with different covers, and so on. And then beyond your actual physical products, you can then release aspects of your book as digital products, not just like digital comics. That's one thing, releasing it as like a web comic, but also you can take um, different, characters and some of the artwork from your story and sell those as digital products via, be it wallpapers that people download and things like that. Um, or, some people, especially people that are deep into artwork, you can sell sort of the designs and brushes and things like that. Um, but then beyond that, you can then take sort of similar like the virtual stories. You can take clips and or like kind of crop out the panels of your comic and turn it into videos, which so you can use covers, crop the artwork, and edit everything into sort of like short promotional videos or memes or how-to videos, and take quotes from the book and kind of like turn them into little animations that you then can post as shorts on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever else comes down the pipe in the future. I'm sure there's more social media that'll be involved. And as we move even further along, there's probably some kind of avenue that we can go down where you can sort of take what you're doing and turn it into like a VR or augmented reality kind of thing. There's a lot of avenues that we're probably going to be jumping into within the next few years to point being is you can take your story and your actual, the digital version of your physical book and crop it and edit it and turn it into other different things and mediums digitally online, be it videos or other digital storytelling. So then, once you've gone through all the routes of actually telling the story and reformatting, you can also sell each of the digital artwork in the form of merchandise. So that's where you take things and you put them onto T-shirts, your characters and covers, and you put them onto clothing, or you can turn your characters into action figure molds, like little toys. Um, and there's all forms of merchandise. Some people go down the like mugs and things like that. Um, but anyway, so to move on to the next one, you'll then want to license your IP as a totally different medium. This is where you basically option the rights for your story to become a film or a TV series. Like you can maintain all your publishing rights, or even all your rights, but license bits and pieces of it off to, how other people can make money off of your IP, whether they want to turn it into a video game, TV or series, podcast, or whatever it is. Obviously, this isn't easy, but it's certainly not impossible, and often it happens to even relatively new independent comic book creators, not just big time writers and artists. Or if you can, find funding, you can produce your comic book as your own anime and hire animators to convert your book into an animated film. That's another like massive project, but it's just another scaled up of the same way as hiring artists for a comic book. If you can get the proper funding, you can hire artists to turn it into an anime. Um, Finally, this one is like less talked about, I feel like, in the comic book industry, but you can turn your products into an event. So essentially, you can use the launch of your books as an excuse to throw an exclusive party that you charge tickets to attend to. It's the same if you were to throw like an album release party if you were a musician, or if you were to throw a film premiere if you're a filmmaker. Essentially, you give your book away for free, which for a comic book, that's, retail $4 and you print it for cheaper, but you sell a ticket price to enter, your launch party or your local author event at like $25 or $50, but you include other cheap or free items that don't cost you very much but have a lot of value to the people attending the party. And that's things like you offer free juice or coffee or tea, or even just like one free beer. Of course, you have like a live Q&A session, you do book signings, you offer free signed posters. It's the same as like comic conventions where you come up with something that's free or very cheap for you that you then can offer as sort of like a goodie bag to the people that are attending. And of course, you want to get other creatives or other local people involved, and they also, they'll attend your event for free, and you can allow other creators to like sell their own products at your thing, but it can make it look like a bigger event, and you can sort of um, collaborate with the audience of of the other authors to make it a bigger thing. You're basically taking their audience and making it yours and it's a bigger event, but you focus it all on your launch party, I guess you could say. And people go all out. You can design like a maze or a haunted house, or have like some kind of exclusive igloo, whether it's made out of actual snow or like, milk jugs or something or whatever. And you just do something kind of interesting to make it a themed live event that you're basically charging tickets for, and you have goodies that can kind of entice people into wanting to go. Um, and of course, you're giving out your book, which gets it into more hands. That's I believe that's six forms of uh, revenue or income streams for comic books I just laid out there. So if that was interesting or helpful to anybody, like and subscribe. Uh, Other than that, thanks everybody. See ya.